Wednesday, August the 7th. And Willie and I are sitting here contemplating the universe. Um, there's a heat advisory today, and my tractor needs hydraulic fluid. We've already figured that out this morning. So tomorrow it's supposed to be 85, and the next day in the mid to upper 80s. So we are kicking the can down the road again on the bush hogging because I've got to go get hydraulic fluid for the tractor, and it is already 92 outside. And I just don't feel like, this is not supposed to be penance work that I'm doing out there suffering in the heat stroke environment. It'll get done. It'll get done on my time, and I've got to quit beating myself up for not getting it done when I think it should be done. So I'm giving myself permission not to get out in the heat advisory today and bush hog pastures. I do need to go get the hydraulic fluid and get some feed before Bargains Galore starts tomorrow, and get cash because me and Miss Betsy, of course, will be out there. We will go in the mornings, and that'll give me the afternoons to bush hog. I am going to get the tractor ready today, put the hydraulic fluid in it, check the diesel, probably go ahead and charge the battery this morning and see if I can get it started. It was not wanting to start. But the rest of the day is going to be dedicated to stuff inside. I want to do some sewing, and I've got some baby presents to make. And I was watching a really cool video from the lady from Jordan Fabrics doing a quilt that is from a kit that they have. Of course, it's very expensive, but I'm going to try to save my money up and get me one in a month or so, of bats. It's a patchwork. It's like a harvest patchwork, but it's bats, and it's the coolest looking thing, and I'd really like to try to make it. So we'll see about that. That'll be something I'll look at doing later, but it got me to thinking about doing some sewing. Plus, I have to get my boxes ready for Bargains Galore, so that'll give me a reason to go in that spare room and start straightening up in there a little bit more. I got some done in there, but I want to do a little bit more, so getting my boxes together will be a good reason to do that. So that's my plan of attack for this morning. I'm wearing my chicken shirt. It's chicken dandelions with the chickens blowing off like the little dandelion petals. And Willie is here with me as always. He is never very far away when he hears me talking. Muffins is sitting down here on the floor. Hi, Muff. You want to come say hello? Muffins is one of my pup dogs that has a very heavy undercoat, so she does not enjoy the heat. I have been brushing her, trying to get her undercoat off, and she is still blowing her undercoat like crazy. And of course, here's Simon. You can see his butt. Shirley, he had to make sure you saw that today, because it's not a good day unless you see Simon's butt. Anyway, so that's our plan of attack for this morning, and yeah, so we'll get started. Success! Our peppers are dry, so now I can grind them up when I get back from making my feed store run. Well, I just stopped at my little hometown bank and got what I needed for the yard sailing this weekend, and now I'm gonna head down to the feed store and get some things that I need, because not only am I going to be out yard sailing, I don't want to be out fighting the traffic to get feed. So I'm going to take care of that today, and then I will head on back home and get my boxes together and work on some projects at the house. One of the reasons I like to plant zinnias so much is the butterflies love them. Got a couple of skippers. I don't know what kind of skippers, but they're skippers on these two zinnias here. Hope I scared him away. And then I saw a black swallowtail as I was pulling up. He may have left already though. But, and of course, infernal grasshopper on my sunflower there. See if we can see any other butterflies here. Here's some more skippers over here on these zinnias. So I did a little pre-bargains galore. I saw a sign for an estate sale, and it's actually a place that we stopped at last year. Apparently Miss Nesbitt's family is still selling off her stuff. I found this little, I like old toys, and this is an old plastic horse. You know, he's got a little loving wear on him, but that's okay. He'll look cute in with one of my shelves with my horse, some of my horse things. And then she was also a crafter, so I found, this is a printed panel that she had cut out but never sewn up. Oh, y'all opened that door, did you? Okay. Hi, Willie. Let me pause and keep the cats. Okay, back to the book. It's a little printed panel book. I don't know what year it was printed, but it's a little printed panel, and you sew the pages. You put batting, I'm sure, in here, and then you sew the pages together. I didn't find the directions. It's pretty easy to figure out. So it's got these little, each little page, like this one is home for Christmas, and they're going home in the sleigh, and then handmade gifts and so on, and then bringing in the tree, bringing home the tree, and making Christmas cookies, you know, and then winter fun and an old-fashioned tree, and then that's it. So I think that'll be really easy and quick to put together. I thought that was really cute. But what I thought was the real treasure that I found is she had embroidered these little blocks. They were all in a Ziploc bag together. There's a bunch of little dogs on here. I guess these are really cross-stitch, but it looked like they were probably the printed cross-stitch or stamped cross-stitch, and they're little dogs. So there's a little dog on a pillow, and looks like he's having a bath. And I guess leaping through the air. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, that's a tree maybe. Okay. And then that looks like an angry dog. I don't know why the doggy would be angry. But anyway, so there's that one. And then there's the little yellow happy dog. And playing with the bone. And there's a poodle. That's kind of an odd switch of gears there. Okay. And then he's kind of just staring off into space there. Oh, and yeah, these are just unusual, the mixture of dogs. Got some that look like they all go together, and then there's some different unusual ones in here, so. But anyway, so there's all these different ones that were completed. Some of them look like they match, and some of them don't quite go together, but she had them all in the bag with this fabric and then the thread. So I thought, well, I can finish that. For Miss Nesbitt, we'll finish that. So that's my little pre-bargains galore shopping there. I couldn't pass up a garage sale that I was driving by. I'm fixing some lunch here. I've got some venison fajitas with some of my homemade taco sauce in it, which is excellent. I was really happy with the flavor profile. I was going to mention that Maria of Ninja Chicken's podcast, which I'm sure some of you are familiar with, this is her blog page, is doing a sale this month on her patterns, but she is also donating money to 2 organizations. The Fleece Flight pattern still donates to the Livestock Conservancy, but this month all of her patterns are 20% off, and she's going to give money to both the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Her daughter Kaya is doing the Out of the Darkness Walk, which donates to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So she just wanted to be a little bit more proactive in her support of these groups. So she's doing a sale on her patterns, plus the proceeds all go to those organizations. So if that's something that you're interested in, go check out her patterns on Ravelry. Again, that's Maria from Ninja Chickens, and I just wanted to give her a shout out about that, because I thought that was a cool idea, and I've already bought my patterns. We're under a heat advisory. It is right now 98 degrees and the heat index 115. So I've got fans on my rabbits, but there's a couple of them that are kind of at the end of the line that don't get as much of the fan. So I'm taking them some ice bottles so that they can cool off today. Rabbits are very sensitive to heat. They don't do well when it gets really hot. So I'm gonna take these ice bottles out there for them to enjoy and cool off, I hope. Feel good? Yeah, I gotta get y'all moved into your new spot, don't I? But that'll keep you good. Good, baby. Hey, big boy, is that good and cool? You're liking that. That's helping. He's done. Yay! His little horns are not shaped quite how I want them, but hey, I'll take them. He's done. Yay! Tex the Longhorn is done, and so he can take his place with all my other stuff. Okay, so this is the pumpkin I worked up the other day. I got 3-quart bags of it that's going to go in the freezer, and I'm going to put the dried peppers. I've got one that's not quite as dry as I would want it, so I'm going to set it to the side, but these other ones that are nice and crispy, I'm going to put in the food processor and chop up. And then I'm working on my doily. So I'll work on that. Okay, so I got this batch chopped up. I still have a few that weren't quite as crunchy dry as I wanted them to be. So I'm going to put those back in the oven here in a little while to finish them out. But I think this is a great solution for those extra peppers. I'm going to store them in a little extra jam jar that I have here that I can't really use for canning. But I can use them to store these in. So it'll be perfect. Well, I got a disappointingly little amount of rain from that little thunder shower. But we might get a little bit more later tonight. We'll hope for that. Anyway, it did cool things off, though, which was nice. I just got off of a really nice FaceTime visit with Vanessa from the A Historian Knits podcast. We were talking about teaching and knitting and crafting and just life stuff. It's always a pleasure to get to talk to her. So I've enjoyed having her as a friend through podcasting and stuff like that. So anyway, it is time for the evening chores round. The dogs are telling me about it. So I am going to get on with my evening chores. Are you complaining because I'm not here soon enough? Huh? Well, the squash bugs have really done a number on my squash and my pumpkin vines. I'm going to have to find a nice solution next year. I don't want to use 7 dust if I can help it because of the bees, but I got to do something. Well, I'm done with my evening chores, but I wanted to take just a minute to show y'all a really cool donation. Kim from the VKN that I participate in sometimes was very, very sweet and sent this big squishy package to me for podcast prizes. She sent me all these Caron Pantones, and I wanted to show them to you guys. And especially the blue one. I know that was hard for you to let go, Kim. It would be hard for me to let go. She sent the blue and black, white and gray solids. Those would look really pretty together in something, wouldn't they? And then she sent these 2 of the gradient sets. Aren't those beautiful? This one is I really like this one. They're both beautiful. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, Kim. Your note was very sweet, too. I appreciate what you said. I will keep that to myself, but thank you very much. I'm very fortunate, I feel like, to have been blessed with very generous podcast viewers who have donated prizes, and I am always very grateful for all the things that people have donated, and they're so beautiful, and I appreciate y'all taking the time and the effort to do that for me. So I just wanted to show those to you guys. Those will be year-end prizes for the different knit-alongs we're doing, so y'all get on in there and get your stuff entered on Ravelry. So here's my chopped hot peppers. I got a full little jar of them. Some of them, I mean, it's hard to get them a consistent size. That's the only thing I'm noticing. But maybe if I separated it out as I was doing it, it would be a little bit better. I will say this. When you pulverize these things, they aerosolize, and you will cough and you will get them. You better be ready. I would wear either like a mask, or I would do it under my stove exhaust or something, because I learned the hard way that you're going to breathe that in and you're going to know all about it. But anyway, so got that finished up. And so probably going to finish up here for the night. Well, I got this much more done on my doily tonight. I'm going to keep working on it a little bit longer. I've got my boxes ready to go yard sailing tomorrow. So I'm going to finish up another round or two on this and then hit the hay. And I will see y'all tomorrow. So till I see y'all then, bye.